we got news. As we're recording this right now, we're releasing this Friday, but we're recording it on Thursday. Deshaun Watson officially they've settled on this one, and 11 games, $5 million fine, which means that he's missing approximately 64% of the season. So essentially 2/3 of the season. He's set to return in week 13. So assuming they have any chance in a very tough AFC North of being in any bit of contention, you'll get the final 6 games out of Watson.
Do you know where they are in week 13, Cleveland?
Where are they?
At Houston.
That's interesting.
So that'll create some
Good matchup.
storylines. Yeah, I mean, look, the guy's going to probably score 20 fantasy points a game for you the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season. From a fantasy relevance standpoint, this is really difficult. Really depends on if your league allows suspended players in IR, because I know some platforms do. But sitting on your bench for that long, that's tough. I will say this. In deeper benches, it's probably worthwhile because the likelihood of him being fantasy relevant once he gets onto the field is 100%. That's the times that you want to take chances on having burning a spot on your bench for those 12 weeks, right? But it's still a lofty thing to overcome because you don't get a churn spot, which is very valuable in waiver wire leagues.
And I don't really feel like wasting 11 weeks on the bench for a quarterback either.
Maybe in a 2 quarterback league, it's a different calculus.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's different. For sure. For sure. In a single quarterback league, if you have a small bench, I think that's a very tough ask to have 11 weeks burned for Deshaun Watson to come back in week 13. If anything, and maybe someone will do it, if anything, just pick him up in like week 10 or something if you have somebody to drop, and then keep him for a few weeks there. But there it is. 11 games, $5 million fine. Probably better than he expected after we found that Roger Goodell and the NFL had challenged that initial ruling.